Long time no post. New phone. Who dis? What's going on, guys? It's Frito here for your Overwatch. Today, we got a huge news roundup covering everything you'll need to know to keep up to date with Overwatch. Some important information on the transition between Overwatch 1 to 2. Some really big streamer drama happened recently. And of course, confirmation of no third beta. We've got all that and more right after this quick break. Chances are you've already got Prime like I do. But did you know that Prime Gaming came along for free with your Amazon Prime subscription? This month, they have a drop for Overwatch. Starting August 20th, you'll be able to claim 3 free loot boxes for Prime members. I always say, if it's free, it's for me. It's so easy with just a few clicks. And just like that, the content's right in my account. Picking up my last remix skins. Have you got yours? You better claim this. Couldn't be easier to claim free loot. My other favorite game is Hearthstone, so we're gonna cash in a drops claim instantly. The thing that blows me away is there's free games on this service as well. So if you've already got Prime, you got games waiting, please, for my sake, download StarCraft Remastered and play that wonderful campaign and relive my childhood. It's super easy to claim free loot. You get free currency, skins for Overwatch and over 30 other titles. There's new drops every month, and they throw in a free Twitch subscription for your favorite Twitch streamer. Click the link in the description right now to cash in your free loot boxes for Overwatch, and be sure to check out next month while they'll have even more drops for you. Don't delay, grab your free loot right now. It was a bit confusing with the schedule and the big gap where it looked like there could have been a third beta, but John Spector did announce that there will officially not be a third beta, which means as well the Fox Girl hero is not going to have a public test realm, and whatever else they're cooking up for Overwatch 2 is just going to go live as is. So just to temper expectations for that, there's certain things that always happen with every game launch, like the servers are going to go down at some point. There likely will need to be hot fixes and other adjustments. Cross progression for Overwatch 2 got officially announced, which in short means that all of your Overwatch accounts will be synced into one Blizzard account, and you'll share all the cosmetics across them. This makes Overwatch a more easy to play game across multiple different platforms, which especially helps when there's cross-play enabled as well, but also so you don't feel cheated when your super expensive cosmetics are only available on one platform. They want to be real careful how they handle that, because cross progression is so that they can progress money from your wallet into their microtransactions without you being super mad about it. But I also think this is a good thing, because the thing I've been begging for with Overwatch for years is the RPG systems where you can feel like you can put time in the game and get something out of it. Well, with cross progression, that means, especially when there comes to like grindable PvE content next year, well, you can pick the game up on the Switch and play it on the go, sort of on public access Wi-Fi with 100 ping, but still make progress towards your account and the things you're working towards. I love this idea because Overwatch is a game I want to play all the time. The End of Lootboxes comes within Overwatch 1's life cycle. You'll no longer even be able to buy them after August 30th, and September 14th, whatever you have will be automatically opened. A little confusing why there's also this next point. Any loot boxes you gain after that with just from playing the game won't be opened until Overwatch 2, but of course you could open them manually. I don't know, kind of confusing. They really need to explain more about how the cosmetic system will be different from Overwatch 1 to 2, because we're all kind of nervous about it. There was a survey going around that Blizzard was testing the different prices for microtransactions and maybe even floating the idea of a skin worth $45 just to see what people thought. Now, it was since covered that that type of survey is an automated one where it auto-generates, which I think is kind of like some major propaganda by these news websites, because what, we're supposed to believe Blizzard's not in control in the way their algorithm auto-generates surveys? Oh yeah, it just asked automatically if we could charge $1 million for a skin. I'm sure it did. We still have no idea how expensive the cosmetic content in this game is going to be, how worthwhile the battle pass is going to feel. Blizzard's got some questions that need answering ASAP, and because I feel like the game's like launching so soon and we have no idea about any of this. Man, I really hope that this is going to feel fair, because these numbers that they're floating here, I think is going to rub some people the wrong way, especially when you're used to so easily getting so many skins in Overwatch 1. But if you're a new player, maybe there's no loss of that. But for older and returning players, it's kind of a hard transition for sure. Good friend of the channel, SVB, went through some horrific harassment where essentially a Twitter troll made a fake account to make a fake accusation that he was grooming underage girls. It spread like wildfire through the community. People were trying to cancel him, and then a few hours later, it was just a prank, bro. Yeah, sort of a horrific story, and the prankster allegedly is just a teenager who was trying to prove a point, trying to show that these fake accusations can bring down a symbol in the community as one of the nicest guys there is on planet Earth. Well, unfortunately, I guess his point was proven since so many people took this fake story hook, line, and sinker. In his video recapping the experience, SVB noted that he never wants to take away from true victims that speak out, who often need a lot of strength and courage to do so, and it sucks that a incident like this might diminish the legitimacy of their claims. This story even got viral attention when Mr. Beast contributor Ludwig published a video covering it on his second channel. A contentious story, of course, passing the rounds on Twitter. The video of SVB explaining the situation on Twitter has 132,000 views, announcing that he'll take a break from Overwatch, and who can blame him after the community kind of chewed him up and spat him out after the drop of a hat from an anonymous tweet publishing what looked to me as some very clearly doctored and faked Discord screenshots. Listen, try to think about how people talk in some of these folks. No one actually has the correspondence. Oh, should I send this to you? I'm 16, by the way. That doesn't happen in real life, okay? This isn't how people speak. I find the idea of the Hippocratic Oath important in a moment like this, which is to say, do no harm. There's a big difference between protecting victims and witch hunting. And before you're too eager to cast stones, especially when there isn't really any substantiated evidence for an accusation, try to ask yourself, have you abolished all evil from yourself? Spoiler alert, you haven't. At university, I remember reading Shirley Jackson's The Lottery. That's an amazing short story that gives some perspective on these witch hunting ideas. Vengeance is one heck of a drug, folks. Jayne was one of our biggest content creators, and he had a fall due to mental health and a bunch of other problems that really is a sad story, considering a lot of us appreciated the work he put forward for the community. But there was a Twitter post that he had gone missing from a Canadian source. Eventually, we were able to find out that he was found, and then went to post on Twitter to clarify the story, saying that he is alive and okay, but not back in terms of making content, and might not be. He's been at the hospital for a month and has no idea where he's going. It's been a very isolating year and doesn't know if streaming will be good or bad for him. Rebuilding the infrastructure he had is daunting, and he needs to find a way to support himself and find a group of friends and social circle. So if you've got a job that you think I'm good at, or if you've got a spare room and would like to enjoy my company, send me a DM. Really, anything goes as long as it's in Canada. A message like this is pretty worrying, not gonna lie. This tweet thread is a bit troubling to me because it seems to be obvious that Jayne's not over his mental health issues, and I'm not one to judge because, like NF said, there's something funny going on up in my house. I definitely can relate. My heart goes out to Jayne. I hope you find your way. It sounds like he's looking for the right things in life. Remember, everyone, the internet is a fake mirage of real life, and the things that really matter are the people close to you. Tap into the internet for the benefits it has, and as soon as the toxicity starts to hit you, tap out. Today's been really philosophical, hasn't it? Well, what do you expect from me? There's no content to cover. This is what I have to talk about. Aaron Keller just today explained that after seeing the tragic Overwatch League meta, they are committing to having the overall power of Junker Queen to be tuned down for the next tournament, and the patch will roll out and be included for the Overwatch 2 launch. There's a good chance you have no idea what's going on in the Overwatch League because the view numbers are getting that low. Essentially, it turns out Junker Queen's commanding shout was so powerful that it created a new Overwatch 2 5v5 GOAT style meta, all about stacking area of effect abilities and sustain. I want to make a further videos looking at this and also discussing how the devs can even get around this balancing nightmare. For this video, I just want to ask the question, at what point do they just disable new content that utterly breaks the competitive integrity of the game until they can fix it? Why in Overwatch, unlike other esport games, do they force the idea that they have to play the new content in the competitive version, even when everyone agrees that it's utterly broken? It's not like we're playing this game anyway. Even the pros can't play it or practice it. What is this insanity, guys? Blizzard tends to just make rules that they follow off a cliff. You don't have to do this. The previous 2 patches were so good. There's no excuse to just allow a bad one because, whoops, our rules format just kind of sucks. Only there was some way or system that could be put into place. This just in, your Overwatch will have another 5 to 6 years of saying, I told you so. Now, in the meantime, the Overwatch League has been crumbling. A lot of teams have been offloading their rosters, and there's been a lot of mismanagement getting through the woodwork. A player was publicly fired before he was even privately notified. The coach of the Vancouver Titans, which is a team that was infamous for mistreating players in previous seasons, says that he wants health care, he wants to have his own jersey, he wants to be able to have a team event and not have to pay for a team meal. He's been asking since he joined, tweeting out publicly, kind of shaming the org he's signed to. I mean, that's a yikes if I've ever seen one. Teams like the Paris Eternal and Washington Justice are offloading their rosters as teams are struggling to make ends meet in a league with draining viewership and an uncertain future. It feels to me like a lot of these teams exist just based on the hopium. Like, we have so many amazing players in the Overwatch League. Just imagine how much money must be spent in order to make the quality of product that they really have and how much money they're actually getting when they don't have live events or really any method of making money, since that the sponsors for the league largely pulled out. They're starting to get some back now, but it's always darkest before the dawn. All right, Overwatch 2 comes out October 4th. I know it seems grim now. All the numbers for everything are super low, but I'm confident once the free-to-play game properly kicks off and everyone gets on and has a good time with it, the vibe of the game will be completely different, because I think the game's super fun and I have been thinking and wanting to play it ever since the beta went down. Guys, that's everything for today's news roundup video. Please be sure to click the link in the description to check out Prime Gaming and cash in your free loot boxes. Click the link below. It supports the channel. We appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see our future upcoming news roundup videos, be sure to like the video, click subscribe, and the bell icon to get notified when our videos go live. That's been it for me. I've been Frito for your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.